welcome or welcome back. My name is V, and today I'd like to talk about another one of Yoshi-P's interviews. This one is the Famitsu interview from Fanfest, and thanks to the Final Fantasy XIV translation team. This is not official, this is their Discord, and well, they're doing such a good job that I basically have their feed in my own Discord so that I can read these things from time to time. I'm very, very thankful, very grateful. And now I just kind of wanted to go through some of these questions for us to talk about and pretty much see what we're gonna be having in our game in the next, I guess, period of time. Now, I haven't read through these yet. I don't know if they focus on the game itself or if it's just Yoshi's trivia, but we'll see. The first question, actually, that they asked Yoshi-P is why Kryl, why Pictomancer? I probably should have given a little bit of a spoilers alert. This article probably does contain some of the information that was presented in the keynote during the fan fest. So if you haven't seen that, if you're trying to I don't know, discover it in your own way, not get yourself spoiled, maybe it's a good idea to not watch this video. But if you are watching and if you happen to be new on the channel as well, make sure to subscribe for more Final Fantasy XIV stuff. But anyway, Yoshi-P is asked why Kryl, why Pictomancer? And Yoshi-P says, this is, by the way, this is all rough translation as it says down in the disclaimer. This is not a complete translation, just a summary of what I thought might be interesting information. Please don't quote anything I wrote here without adding that little unimportant detail. It's a good thing that we brought it up immediately. Anyway, Yoshi says, we wanted to give Kryl some screen time on the front lines for a while now. 6.0 was not it, so it had to be 7.0. We decided on the role first. We always need at least one DPS. Looking at the role balance, we decided two DPS jobs for this expansion. One was melee, so the other had to be ranged. We had no idea of a job that uses paint and brushes as a weapon for a while, and that ended up being the idea that got chosen, but we weren't set on it from the start. Now, I am obviously a little biased, and I'm a bit sad sees that, since I started playing the game, there hasn't been a new tank job, which is definitely something that I as a tank main would be interested in. I get that most people will play a DPS. It is something that most people are excited about. I wish I was just as excited about Sage when it came out, but I wasn't because I also don't heal. So my personal opinion is that it's great, but the thing is I'm still like not I still haven't found a job that I would like to do as a DPS, and I don't see myself maining a DPS anytime soon simply because, well, once you learn how to either, I guess, tank or heal, you can just pretty much do all of the content because you will be appreciated for the fact that you are, in this role. And I don't know if I want to dedicate my time to just practicing DPS to the point that I am, more valuable than the other DPSs. But that all depends on how, well, not competitively, but like how casually or hardcore I will be playing Final Fantasy XIV in Dawn Trail. I guess it depends on that. However, Victimancer looks so adorable, and even though I haven't played, I want to say Final Fantasy VI because I've been told that that is where the job comes from. I haven't played it, but it looks so nice, and I'm hoping to play Final Fantasy VI this year. I'm gonna probably be doing that on my other YouTube channel, so on Vplays, and I'll let you know as soon as I do that. This might just be a little bit more of a push for me to actually play the game. At first, I actually thought it was from Kingdom Hearts because a lot of people were tweeting like about Kingdom Hearts and about Pictomancer like at the same time, and I got corrected on that because it apparently is not from Kingdom Hearts at all. But yeah, that's fine. I'm just as excited to play Final Fantasy VI as well and kind of learn a little bit more about the lore and hopefully role play that at least a little bit through the job in 14. What did you pay extra attention to for the new Femproths and Wuklamat? Since the Warriors of Light will be helping in finding the next ruler of Tural, that character had to become a likable character. We felt a high demand for female Hrothgar for a while. Now is the opportunity to do it with the graphical update, and the designer team was really motivated to bring this new playable race to our players. We combined both and made Wookamat FM Roth. She's not perfect and will develop and grow during the story. See, this is what I always thought was the beauty of Final Fantasy XIV, is that none of the characters are perfect. Even the the good characters, they do have their own imperfections, and most importantly, character growth. For example, the way Alphino grew into who he is today, without any spoilers to maybe someone who hasn't finished like Realm Reborn or isn't, I don't know, in let's say Shadowbringers or something like that. He, like, similarly to how he experiences the world around him and how he changes as a character. I like that they are doing that with both, the good and the bad characters. Although I don't like saying good and bad, because Final Fantasy XIV is just the kind of game that doesn't really divide characters into good or bad. I have a massive amount of respect for the people who have crafted some of these like supposed villains, because I think that there is a single villain that I haven't felt any empathy for. For example, the villain of the Verlet raids. But apart from that, like I can't think of like a single villain that I thought was complete pure absolute evil, and I could not understand at all like why they're doing what they're doing and whatnot. And I think Final Fantasy 14 really does a good job at just portraying everyone as I can't really say a human, because in Final Fantasy 14 that's probably racist, but um, they give everyone like a real soul. Like there's hardly ever black and white, and I like that. I don't know much about the story, like this part here that he brought up about finding the next ruler of Tural. That might be something that they brought up during the keynotes or whatever. But I just haven't gotten myself acquainted with that, as I unfortunately didn't get to watch the keynotes in full, as I had a packed weekend, and I'm yet to go into these like little itty bitty details about the expansion and actually watch the footage, which I will do. Um, there's another question. Any comments on the upcoming patch 6.55? I guess this is something that is more relatable to us right now, especially since we're going through a little bit of a period of time when we're kind of starved for content and want to know more. Yoshi says we want it to be a good introduction to Wuklammat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It should take you a little over 2 hours to play through the story. Conclusion to the Hildebrand storyline. There will be a patch 6.57, 6.58 further down the line before 7.0. I don't know. Like I think, I understand that the introduction to the new expansion can't be super super long, but at the same time, I remember how they introduced Shadowbringers in the Stormblood patches, and I thought that that was one of the most epic, impressive ways of introducing a new expansion, a new story. I think that whole like trippy scene, like without any spoilers or whatever, like I think that that's something that the players mostly just ended up remembering, and it's become one of these things that is super important for the overall experience. Now I wish they would have done the same thing, well, or a similar thing for Dawn Trail, but I guess they really can't, because it's not like I guess it's not supposed to end in a cliffhanger like that, because it's not like a peak of the story; it's a beginning of the new story, and I understand that that is just not something that is unfortunately that is possible to do with this expansion right now. So I can't hide my a little bit of a, I guess, not disappointment, but I'm kind of bummed out that it's gonna take us like 2 hours to get ourselves introduced. For me, it's gonna be like three because I'm probably gonna do it while streaming or whatever. But still, inclusion to the Hildebrand storyline. That's something I'm looking forward to. And these patches, I'm not sure what they're gonna bring, but how meaningful can it really be for the story itself? We already know that we're not going to be getting, well, I guess we're not going to be getting any like side raids or anything. We've already gotten the variant and criterion dungeons, which I guess is a huge bit of content that I wish they've capitalized on more. But what can you do? This expansion was the way it was, and I'm just hoping that the next one, when they introduce a big, I guess, a meaningful chunk of content, that it will feel more relevant for a longer time. I've also just recently finished the Island Sanctuary, like all of the upgrades and everything, and I'm hopefully on my way to getting like the last few mounts from there. They are RNG based, so I don't know when that's gonna happen, but it is something that takes a while to do, and the type of work that it takes you there, it is just something that literally does feel like a chore. And I think it's very unfortunate that I felt like over the past month or so that I've been doing that it's been a little bit of a chore. However, the story, like the actual payoff of that final quest, was incredible. I loved it, and I just wish that it was more approachable to more people, because it feels like something that would like hit right in the feels for so many more people than just the very few people who have done the entirety of Island Sanctuary, upgraded all of the buildings and such. So uh, hopefully now that Final Fantasy 16 is over and done with, that it's gonna feel less like the team is stretched too thin. I was a little worried when I saw. I think it was an announcement that the Final Fantasy 16 team is not going to be releasing any more DLCs after that. That they are already like gone to basically do other projects and such. I'm just worried that that project is maybe not Final Fantasy 14. I'm hoping that like some of those team members have come back to work on 14 as well, so that we can feel like there's a little bit more going on. But at the same time, I don't know, like the game is already big, there's already so much content to do, and if you don't feel like doing some sort of content, then that is the content that you don't feel like doing, not the content that doesn't exist. So that's always important to keep in mind. The next question, this next bit is the most important. Let's be real. I'm really curious about the alpaca that we saw next to Palo Palo. The dev team really liked the alpaca too, and part of that is because of a new shading system that we're implementing as part of the graphics update. Naturally, since it's like that much, it surely will carry the horror of light around the land, and it would not surprise me if it carried horror of light across the skies as well. So alpaca mount is confirmed. I think this is definitely the most important bit of news in this particular interview. It makes me very happy as someone who enjoys collecting mounts. It is definitely good to know that there's going to be something exciting to work towards. Anything important we should be completing before DT Dawn Trail? That is, nope. As most it's a bit sad. Most of you already know the MSQ will provide you with gear, etc. So even if your current item level is a bit low, no need to worry. That's my answer as director. My answer as producer is simply that if you're a returner, give yourself time, maybe 2 or 3 months, to get back into the game, get used to the current systems, and spend some time with friends in game before you enjoy Dawn Trail. Now, this is I mean, on one hand, like I'm happy that I'm gonna get to enjoy like all of the other, I guess, game releases that I want to go through. There's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out, Persona 3 Reload. What else is there? Mana games, like all of the stuff that I want to experience this year that I'm excited about. I'm gonna be going through that, and I'm glad on one hand as a gamer that I'm not gonna have to, let's say, worry about Final Fantasy 14. I still have like 3 drops to get to level 90, so that's something that I'm working towards. But apart from that, I don't feel like there's anything else that I need to necessarily do. On the other hand, as a content creator, this has me worry, of course, and that is one of the reasons why I guess I started a new YouTube channel, as I didn't want to I can't say pollute this one with other content. I did try, but I realized that I'm just going to end up harming, I guess, this YouTube channel by having like all these additional like playthroughs and games and whatnot here. So that's why I made VPlays. And I'm very happy with VPlay's performance, like as a YouTube channel. It pretty much matches the performance of this channel currently, which is sad because like seven times smaller. But I'm glad that it's going well and that people are also excited about these other games that I'm playing as well. So, by the way, if you're not subscribed to Vplays just yet, make sure to do that, as that's where I am when I'm not here on the channel. And I'm also on Twitch as Mom's Den. I stream there 4 times a week, so there's that going on. And I'm actually excited for Dawn Trail because Dawn Trail is going to be the first expansion that I'm going to end up multi streaming. The entirety of MSQ happened here on YouTube, and as happy as I was with it, I do want to share this bit of playthrough with my Twitch community as well, and hopefully I see you there for it also. So yeah, as a content creator, I worry because of these news, because that means that people are like, okay, there's definitely not something that I can't do once Dawn Trail hits. And Dawn Trail is in the summer, and that's like 6 months away. And since I've chosen to like not work full time so that I could dedicate myself to my content as well, and basically navigate a part-time job and this as something that keeps me going, as I really don't want to let it go. I'm a little, worried that I'm gonna have to like be very creative about how everything is going to unfold until summer. I wish I had more things going on this channel, and if you're watching this as someone who's watched me on this channel before, I do have to say I'm sorry. I wish I had more content to do currently, and I do try to keep it alive. For all of you who have been subscribed to me for a long time and who have enjoyed the content for a long time, I'm very grateful, and I want to continue growing the community, communicating with you, and just building what we started a few years ago. It's just difficult to come up with the content on a daily basis when I'm already stretched a little thin, and there is not that much to do right now in Final Fantasy 14 that really makes people go wow. It's like I want to make content, but it's difficult to find something that I can justify at this time, as I am somewhat reliant on my YouTube content creation as a content creator as well, um, when it comes to like finances and stuff. And unfortunately, this is no longer just a passion project for me, where I just get to shoot out videos and it's totally fine regardless of how they perform. I have to be thinking about the performance, and I just wish that I just wish there was a little bit more of a reason for people to be a little bit more excited about the game, so that I can, push out more exciting content that will, keep me in the game, keep me here on this YouTube channel, and keep it growing. At this hour, I guess, at this time, the whole, I don't know, the whole thing is not on pause, but it's on life support a little bit. But hopefully I do come back as a more active content creator here on this YouTube channel as well. Okay, so there's another question. Plans for the next 10, 20, or 30 years? Any thoughts on who might take your spot when you retire? I'm glad they say retire and not die or something. So Yoshi says, with the ideas I currently have, I'm sure that I can at least develop until and including 9.0. That's actually really, really impressive. It's like when I get like, obviously I'm not a developer, I'm not like a writer for a game or anything, but I guess when you write a game, you have to consider the response from the community as well, and it takes a lot of confidence to be developing an MMORPG. And as I know, you have to have some sort of a plan for next expansions, but you also want to see how people react to the current expansion, and it is just so impressive that they are already so ahead with all their plans. I always used to admire that, even with World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14. It's like, I know they have to have like expansions made, pretty much 2 expansions in advance, to keep things going and everything, but I just think that it's super impressive that they do that. Even if I collapse tomorrow, I hope not. There might be someone who can hold a 2-hour presentation there might not be, sorry, there might not be someone who can hold a 2-hour presentation in Tokyo Dome, but everything else is in very good hands. Oh god. Our dev team grew immensely. This is very important. It's like, this is something I think that a lot of, I guess, community members have been worried about. It's like, um, I guess none of the community members want to feel like the success of the game is completely reliant upon one person. And Yoshi-P doesn't strike me as someone who is selfish in a way that he's like I don't know, hoarding this knowledge and this genius that he has for the sake of, like, I don't know, being irreplaceable or something like that. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, other members of the dev team have learned so much from just being around Yoshi-P and listening to his thoughts and ideas, and, you know, the way, like, observing just the way he does things. So I'm hoping that, you know, I'm hoping that what he says is the case, that a lot of these developers who are probably now like senior members of the dev team have, you know, grown into their roles and have this idea of how they would, you know, develop the game further so that the community can, you know, have something to look forward to. Even if I retired from game development one day, rest assured I will still be part of this world by becoming the one that always complains about everything to the dev team. I can only imagine like Yoshi-P's basically becoming a player and then I don't know, submitting feedback like every single day. That would be hilarious. There's nothing to worry about, so please keep enjoying the game. That's pretty much it when it comes to the actual translation. I didn't expect much more from this interview. I'm glad, you know, that we got the information that we did, and I'm just, you know, I'm soothed. A little, a little worried, I guess, as a creator, but soothed as a player. As a player, I still enjoy the game immensely, and I'm just working on these. I guess low key goals like leveling things to 90, maybe collecting a thing or two there, and just kind of working on that. I would like to hear what you're excited about if you're playing Final Fantasy XIV right now, why you're playing, why you're not playing, when you'll be returning, what you're doing, what you're working on. Drop all of that in the comments of this video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, share, subscribe, you know the drill. And I will be seeing you hopefully very, 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 very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, have a great day, and bye bye.